Okay, so here's our official welcome to Team Fresh and Fit call for Thursday night, January the 28th, 2016. I can't believe January is almost over. This year seems like it just started and we're already a month in. It's crazy. Not if you feel me on that. Like, the calendar blew by and it's just like, what happened to January? My tree is down though. I did get my Christmas decorations put up this past Sunday. Okay, lots of announcements before we jump into the call tonight, but I'm going to go really fast because I want to have Kelley and Janice have the floor and be able to share their amazing tips with us. A few reminders for you guys. If you have not registered for Team Cup yet, you need to get on a team. I know I think we have 9 or 10 teams already within Team Cup teams within our team, if that's confusing or not. So make sure you ask your sponsor what Team Cup is and why Miranda said you need to be on a team for it. Sometimes in this business, I think we lose sight of the power of the little things. And really, studies show that if you push really hard for 2 months out of the year and the other 10 months, you're consistent with the vital behaviors, you can grow a 6-figure income with this business in about 18 months' time. Okay, raise your hand if that would matter to you. Yes. Okay, so if you're willing to join a Team Cup team for February, push really hard with a group of 4 other people, make it fun, be thematic with it, run some awesome challenge groups together, feed off each other's energy. If you will go hard and go fast for February, you'll see the payoff for the following 6 months. I promise, okay? But you've got to go hard and fast in February and then be consistent with Success Club and the 3 vital behaviors for the 6 months after that. And I guarantee you 7 months from now, you'll go, yeah, she was right. Back in February, that changed everything for me. Trust me on this. Every year, I watch the momentum of February affect my business for the next 6 months. So be sure you're on a Team Cup team. Let's talk Success Club for a minute. We've got just a few days left in January. There are really 0 reasons why every coach on this call, every person on this team should not hit Success Club 5 for January. We're in the health and fitness business. This is New Year's resolution season. People are joining gyms like crazy. They're buying yoga pants and sports bras out the wazoo at the Victoria's Secret sale. So there's no reason why you can't fill up a challenge group with some amazing women who want to achieve the goals that you're working on, and men. Don't want to leave out the guys. Hey, Wes. So hit Success Club. If you're finding it difficult, there's something you need to tweak. Something's not right. I am not perfect. I always still have a lot to learn in this business. But I will tell you that the things I share with you guys, I share with you because they work for me. And you can take what works for me and make it your own. But if you're not already at Success Club 5 or 10, there's something you need to tweak. So get with your sponsor coach, send them some screenshots of your messages, your inviting process, be open and be coachable, and let them help you. Okay? There's something that can be tweaked there. So Success Club January, hit it. You got to do it. A few more things coming up. February 20th, if you're local to East Texas, you are welcome and encouraged and invited to come join me for an all-day training. We're calling it the One Body, One Life training. That's kind of our theme for the year. I'm going to really just sit down with those of you that are face-to-face, hands-on kind of people. I'm going to show you my planner that I use, my notebook that I use to stay organized, which is probably not the level of organization that some of you could achieve because it's not my gift. But if it would help you to get face-to-face and get some training with me and a couple of other coaches, I've got Jackie Bull coming over from Longview that's going to be speaking with us, and a couple other people to share their best tips and best practices. If you would get any benefit from that, make plans to come join me. I think I set the time from 9 to 4 on February 20th. We'll have a workout. We'll have a lunch break. It'll be a great chance for you to network with other coaches from our team as well as Jackie's team and just learn some stuff. So be sure and sign up for that. There's an event page within the Team Fresh and Fit family Facebook group. Go to events in there and you'll find it. What else? If you haven't gotten on the waiting list for Success Club trip, Punta Cana 2017 for next year, get on the waiting list. Just do it, and then make yourself be accountable to hit Success Club every month and earn that stinking trip. Get on the wait list now, and odds are you'll get pulled off the wait list and get to go, and it'll be so worth it. I'm not going to do recognition tonight because I did a huge Success Club post earlier today, and I have a volume post for you guys tomorrow. I love recognition, and I'm constantly looking for more ways to praise you guys. If you see somebody in our team that's doing something amazing, give them a shout out. Go on their wall and give them a pat on the back. Tell them why you think they're amazing and what their example means to you. It feels incredible. I see Jessica Reed on this call tonight. Hey, Jessica. She gave me a shout out today on Facebook for her amazing results. She's the one at home putting in the work, doing 21-day fix, rocking it out. If you haven't seen her pictures, go to my wall and check it out. And she was so kind to tag me in her post and give me a shout out and say thank you. It made me cry. I had to send her a voice message and cry like a big old baby. So do that for somebody. It feels so good to know that you matter and to let someone else know they matter to you. Okay, I am going, let's see, where's Brandy? Brandy, would you mind introducing Kelley? I'm going to let Kelley go first and share. Kelley has a great story of something that happened to her very recently in her Beachbody business that she was able to do for her husband and surprise him. And I want her to tell her story and a little bit about how she's using social media to build her business and anything else, Kelley, that you feel like is worthwhile. But I want Brandy to give you a quick intro since Brandy's your sponsor. So Brandy, I'm going to unmute you right quick. And I'm going to take this to speaker view. Okay.
Oh, no, I have no makeup on. I did not know you were going to call me.
It's okay. You're always beautiful. The lighting is fabulous.
Yeah, well, there's something behind my head. Well, I am so proud of Kelley, and I posted on my wall. You may have seen it because she's a pretty new coach. And from day one, when she decided to sign up, because I had kind of been after her for a while, but when she decided it was time and it was time to go for it, she went for it, and nothing has slowed her down. Even when she's had hard months, she has picked herself back up by the bootstraps and said, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to change? She is so coachable and has done everything I've ever asked of her and more. And I could not be happier to have her speaking to you guys, because as a newer coach, she understands where you are. She understands what you're going through, what you're struggling with. She knows what it's like to have a crappy month and to want to throw in the towel and give up. And when she was faced with that, I was so impressed, because the first thing she said to me was, I decided I had to get back to personal development first. And that is something that it takes some coaches years to learn. Okay. So she is in this for the right reasons. Her heart is in it to help people. She's coachable, she's diligent, she's committed, and she never gives up. So I'm going to hand over the proverbial microphone to her and let her share some special things that have happened for her recently, because she chose not to give up and she didn't give in to that negative mindset. And Kelley, if you would just share a little bit about what the journey has been for you and why you've been able to continue and what you've been doing to just create the momentum that you have had since you became a coach.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandy. I'm going to mute you and go to Kelley on speaker view and then highlight her. All right, Kelley, go ahead and just say hi.
Hi.
Okay, we want Zoom to understand that you're the speaker. It's got Brandy as a speaker. Hold on, let's see. Oh, there you go. Okay. This is Kelley, everybody. Kelley, tell us what your rank is right now.
I'm an Emerald, but I am 2 coaches away from Diamond.
Yay, that's so awesome, so awesome. And where are you with Success Club this month? How many points do you have right now?
I'm at 4, and
awesome.
I have 4 enrollment emails out.
That's wonderful. There's a lot of coaches in our team in that exact spot that you're in, so you're in good company. And what's your history with Success Club been so far since you became a coach? What does that look like for you?
I got Success Starters, so I hit 5 or 6 the first 3 months. That was July, August, and September.
Which is amazing. Amazing, y'all. That doesn't happen very often.
I'm really excited. And then October, as Brandy mentioned, was my crappy month. I got 0. Just had a rough month emotionally and probably gave up by the end. I don't even remember, but that was a really rough month. And here, after 3 months, I thought, oh, I've got this. I can at least hit 5 every month, no problem. And then October happened, and
yeah,
man, that was tough.
That was November for me. So I know the fall can be tough for a lot of us. So you're just normal. You're totally normal. But the fact that you hit Success Club your first 3 months, you've really set yourself up with a really nice foundation to do very, very well. So that is no small thing.
Cool.
At all.
And then I hit it November, December, and then I'm at 4 for January. So hopefully.
That's awesome.
Going.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, I'm just going to let you kind of run with it. Tell us what's working for you, a little bit about your journey. And specifically, I want them to know the story about what you did with your husband. Okay. And really tell us how, social media is playing a part in that as well.
Okay, sure. Well, as far as what I did for my husband, we never even had a honeymoon. We haven't really gone anywhere exotic. We've been to a cabin in Murphy, North Carolina for 2 nights. And we've been to Vegas for 2 nights, and that is it. And for our 10th anniversary, we were looking at Punta Cana, but we never pulled the trigger. We couldn't get the daycare and the money lined up and everything. That was 3 years ago. So when I heard that the Success Club trip was there this year, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I have to. I just have to. And our anniversary was last week, so the timing was perfect. That if I could get a spot on Tuesday, then I could keep it a surprise and tell him about it Thursday. So Thursday morning, I woke him up with a frame that says Beachbody Success Club Trip Punta Cana, and it's got a picture of our room, the Caribbean Rock Royalty, whatever room, and he's so excited. And he tends to overthink things. So I was excited that I could just book it. Like, it's just done. And I got to tell him that, with any amount of luck and with a little bit of work, it will be nearly free, which is just amazing. So we're both really excited, and the next 15 months can't go fast enough.
So awesome. I do want you to clarify, though. So you paid for the $300 deposit that you had to put down. How did you make that happen?
Yeah. Well, just by, making sure that I hit Success Club in November and December and really saving all of that and keeping an eye on my deposits every Thursday and just making sure I had enough.
Yep. So I want everybody to just understand that the way the Success Club trip works is you put your $300 deposit down when you register. Of course, now the waiting list would be in effect, so there's no deposit right now until you come off the waiting list. But then you have the rest of the year to earn trip dollars to cover your trip. And it can be completely free. So all you'll be out to go on this trip is your airfare to get there. And once you get there, everything's all inclusive. Your food and drink is covered, your lodging, everything you do there pretty much, unless you do some special excursions, is completely covered. So the fact that you were able to pay the $300 deposit with Beachbody money and you can earn the rest of the trip the rest of this year, how does that make you feel as a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling wife, to have that independence and power and fortitude to do that? What does that feel like?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, he does so much for our family. And, I'm always grateful, and he's always grateful for what I do, holding down the fort, and homeschooling, which was his idea. So the fact that we do that, is awesome. But that I can give something back to him. I mean, normally when I buy him something for Christmas, it's like, honey, please don't look at the credit card statement because it needs to be a surprise, but it's not my money. I don't think of it as my money. I never have, not that he's ever treated me that way, but it's just the way you think when you stay home. So the fact that that was my money, that I put down the deposit with money that I earned by getting up early and doing extra work on it's just amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really proud of you for doing that and honoring him. I was talking to a new coach day before yesterday. We had her GSR, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and she has the same feeling. She says, my husband works so hard to provide for us, and I just want to take a little bit of the load off his shoulders and let him know he's not alone in paying for the bills, and I want to take him on a trip and just pay for it and surprise him. She said that exact thing, so I was able to tell her your story, and I was like, well, let me tell you about Kelley. So, all right, well, you just run with it. Tell us your best tips and social media practices and how this is working for you.
Okay. My number one tip is just be yourself. Like what I've learned, and I know all coaches go through this at the beginning. I probably tried to sound like Brandy or every other, mentor coach that I have, and tried to be. I'm not a very like inspirational, thinky person. I'm more like hardcore, cuss, like I'm cynical, I'm sarcastic. And it took me a good few months to realize that that's okay. Like that's me. So, I mean, my first challenge group was like fit for me. And my second one was like, you can do this. The one I'm running right now is called Becoming a Badass in 2016, because that's me. So as soon as I started to realize that was okay to be myself, things really started to come together. And I take pictures all day long of whatever I'm doing all day long, even if I'm not going to use them. Because there'll be days where I don't have anything that I think I can post, and I can go back to my pictures that I've taken other days and throw them up there. And I really try to stick with at least 3 to 5 posts a day, if not more. And I try to stick with the 80-20 rule, where most of it is just about my life. And then 20% will be about Beachbody, and even 25% of that, or 20% of that is sales. I don't like to post, salesy stuff. So, really just, becoming myself, and also realizing I am terrible at PicMonkey. I am terrible at Canva. Like I don't know how to do colors. I don't know how to do graphics. So I don't usually mess with any of that. And I don't need to. I try to make sure my pictures are good quality, but other than that, and sometimes I'll throw up a couple words on a picture, but other than that, if I'm not good at it, why stress myself out trying to do it? So just really being spontaneous. And like, I get a lot of people saying, I love your pictures, because I'm always sticking out my tongue or just making some crazy face. I'm almost never like, never like perfect. So, just really, really just being myself. And I also I love to immerse myself in videos. So I watch Anita Myron, I watch Melanie, I watch all of the YouTube videos I can get my hands on. And Brandon and I were talking yesterday, I'm really wanting to now get into having an actual plan for the month. Like Melanie Mitchell has a really good marketing strategy. And I love that. So that's going to be my next step, is actually having some forethought into my posts and a plan, and really, really figure out who I'm targeting each month, and that kind of stuff. But I mean, the other thing is, as they say, get interaction. And every single post that you post, ask a question. Toilet paper, over or under, doesn't matter. But I mean, I asked 2 weeks ago, I put up some long heartfelt Transformation Tuesday post, and I got two responses. The next day I said, oh, look at all this fruit I just got from Aldi's. I love Aldi's. Who else loves Aldi's? 78 responses. So you just never know. And that just pushes my page up a little bit further in the algorithm, So people love to give their opinion, but not always about health and fitness. So just everything you do, think about, how can I turn this into a post? How can I turn this into a question? I don't know. What else?
What has being a coach done for you so far through this journey? I mean, you've been in what, seven months now?
Yeah.
Okay. How has your life changed so far, and did you expect it to be what it is?
No, I did not expect it to be what it is. I didn't expect to have any success really for a long time. So I'm just, every month I'm blown away that people trust me and want to work with me and will invest. I mean, $150 is so much money to so many people. It blows me away that people will, so I'm constantly feeling who, me? Really? You want to work with me? But also just being in the trenches of homeschooling and being a stay-at-home mom, it's important, but at the same time, you're like, is this all I'm ever going to do with my life? Yes, I'll raise 3 great kids and get them off successful, and then what? So I love the fact that I can take an extra hour or 2 every day and change other people's lives. That's just been, for my confidence, has been amazing. Not to mention getting on the 21-day fix and getting control over my bad eating habits. I mean, that's huge. That alone, if I had just done that, that would have been, huge. But just having that little extra and being like, hey guys, you need to be quiet. I have a work call. I just love being able to say, I have to work right now. I have a Super Saturday thing. I have to go. It's something that's mine. And ever since I started going to the gym and getting into Les Mills classes, I've always said if I had to do it all over again, I would be an instructor. And for many reasons, Les Mills is just way too intense for my life to be able to teach. So this is so cool for me because it's like I am able to do it all over again. I'm still able to be involved in health and fitness and help people and, you know, in that way. And it's just been, but even better because at the gym, it's people who can afford the gym and it's people who are confident enough to go to the gym. Now I'm getting to help the people who don't have the confidence to go to the gym or the money or the time or whatever, like being able to, I have a good friend who was just as hooked on the gym in Les Mills as I was and had a really hard time canceling her contract because all her good friends were there and that was just her routine. And a couple of days ago, she posted that she is loving working out from home. She never knew how life-changing it could be and on. And I was just like, yeah, that's what it's all about. Just being able to, you know, help people realize like how much easier life is if you just get on with your workout at home, get it done, move on, you know.
Absolutely.
And that nobody has to watch them.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing with us. If you could offer one tip for a new coach who's on this call or listening to this as a recording, who just signed up this month, January 2016, if you could go back to your no coach self and tell yourself one thing that would have made you be less fearful, be less doubtful, be less hesitant, what would that one like most important thing be?
It would probably be to turn off your emotions and do everything your upline is asking of you. Like, trust them that it works. It all works because they are successful and that's how they got there, and just do it. If they say to invite 20 people today, sit down and friggin' do it. Today I was talking to Brandy about how can I get more successful points, and she said, throw up a refresh event page. And 10 minutes later, I threw one up because Brandy told me to do it, and that's what's worked for her. Like, just don't overthink things. Just whatever is in the training and whatever your upline says to do, just do it. That's what.
Oh my gosh. I'm like writing that down. I'm quoting you. I'm going to slap that on a pig monkey picture and I'm going to post that mother. That's awesome. Step out of your emotions and just do what your upline tells you to do. That's pure brilliance right there. Because we've been there. We've already made the mistakes. We already figured out what didn't work and where we failed. And if we can save you guys some time and heartbreak and frustration, by all means, yes, listen to your upline. We're never going to steer you wrong on purpose. We're always going to try to, direct you to the things that have worked for us. And, success leaves clues. I can't tell you how many times we heard that at New Leader Conference last weekend. And, it does. And Brandy and I know, because we work so closely together, are constantly looking out ahead of where we are to try to figure out what we need to do next, and then turning around and passing it on to you guys. So the fact that has helped you, Kelley, just further validates that, we should keep doing what we're doing because it's helped you. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm just so excited about everything you have going on, and I can't wait to see you just blow up this year. I have no doubt you'll be at New Leader Conference next year, and can't wait to see you in Punta Cana with your hubby and joining that trip with him. So awesome job, Kelley. I appreciate you so much. Okay, let's see. I'm going to mute you. And we're going to go. Oh, no, I lost her. Where'd she go? Okay. All. Yes. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to move to introduce our other speaker for tonight. I don't know why Zoom is still featuring Kelley. Hi, Kelley. I'm speaking Zoom. Feature me. I'm the speaker. Oh, well, we'll just go with the gallery view then. Okay, so you guys have to understand that one of the ways that, and Kelley just brought this out, one of the ways that I learn anything, actually, not one of the ways, the only way I learn anything in this business is by going out and finding and creating relationships with other coaches. And this makes me laugh. Janice and I had our first real conversation in superhero costumes at a party at Platinum Edge, and it just had a blast. We had talked a little bit on social media before that, and I think you reached out to me after that call with Melissa, but I knew you on social media prior to that, but didn't really know you personally. So I asked Janice to speak on our call tonight about her best social media practices, because this girl just has that ease with posting on social media that we all wish we had. Like, her posts pop up in my news feed, and I'm like, how did she come up with that? It's so creative. Her pictures always have this really awesome slant to them where they're just eye-catching. And the way that she words her posts, it just comes so naturally to her that as soon as we started to realize we were going to trade out working together this year and helping out on each other's team calls, I said, she's the one I want first to talk for me and share with us her best tips about social media. So who is Janice? Janice is the CEO and founder of Team Tenacity, which I absolutely love. Tenacious is one of my favorite words. So it's no surprise that we're drawn to each other and attracted to that style and one another. She's a lifetime 1-star and is a Success Club 5 legend. That means she's hit Success Club 5 for over 24 months straight without missing a single month. That's a huge, amazing, big deal. So you guys have to listen to her and pay attention to what she's teaching you tonight. She's a stay-at-home wife and mom of 2 precious little boys. She's a personal trainer. She is certified in PIO, Insanity, and P90X, and was formerly a master trainer, but has chosen not to do that anymore because she's focusing elsewhere. So without further ado, I want you guys to make Janice feel super welcome. I'm going to unmute you right quick. All right. And we'll see if Zoom will let us do speaker view for you. All right. Say hi, Janice.
Hello.
There you go. All right. Run with it, girl. We're ready to take notes.
I just want to say thank you for inviting me on this call, because this is one thing I want to do better at is, like having a topic and really focusing on that topic, even for my own team. So thanks so much for taking time out of your evening to stay on the call after your amazing upline is done talking. And I cannot believe how much I'm like Kelley. I mean, goodness gracious, you're just like the whole confidence thing and not wanting to just be a stay-at-home mom. I used to feel so guilty about saying that, but I just, it wasn't enough. It wasn't. And this just gives you that piece of life that you just feel like you're missing. Like, is this all I'm going to do is change dirty diapers and blow snotty noses? So I get you. And congratulations on all your success. Social media is not my expertise. I'll have to tell you that I've learned from experience, and I follow Chalene Johnson like a mad. I mean, it just, everything she says and does, I just soak it up, and I, even though I might not implement it right away, it's always filed away, like for that day that I need to do it like that. Or this is not working anymore. Now I'm going to try it this way. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just need to follow someone, like she said, that has had success with it. And Chalene rocks social media. She has an impact on everything. She has a, social media, and what is it called? Let's see, Video Impact Academy, Instagram Academy. I mean, she has all of them. And, some of them cost money, but if you just listen to her podcast, you're going to get almost everything for free anyway. So, and she has tons of intro videos. You watch the intro video, and at the end, if you really want to invest in that, something you really want to get better at, then by all means, sign up for the Academy. I've done Instagram Impact, and I'm not great at Instagram, but I've been consistent with Instagram. And one of the tips I wanted to share with you guys is that you don't need to be everywhere. And a lot of people feel like, oh, someone else is doing Instagram, someone else is doing Pinterest, someone else is doing this. And I'll be honest, I'll jump on there when something like Periscope comes out, and I play with it. And as soon as I feel like it's taken me away from what I do well, and it doesn't feel like me or my personality or my style, no matter how awesome everyone else says it is, I don't do it. I just go back to what works for me. And so don't feel like you need to be everywhere, because then you feel overwhelmed. And some of the best advice I've ever gotten from anyone is that overwhelmed is your own fault. You have to put what you need on your plate, not more than what you need on your plate. So I used Instagram to take my picture of my food. Okay. So I did the Ultimate Reset. I just finished that 2 days ago. And no matter what program I'm on, I just take the food. So if I'm doing the 21-day fix with the containers, I take pictures of my food. I'm like, Kelley, I take pictures of everything. My kids are like, Mom, do you have to take pictures of all your food? I'm like, yeah, let me take a picture of your lunch too. Like everything. And so I have files and files of that. But what you do, if you have an Instagram account, you can sync it to your like page. So if you go into Instagram, into your settings, it's probably, if you set it to sync to Facebook, it's automatically going to sync to your profile page. But if you go into the settings, you can change it to switch to your like page. It allows you to choose from any of your like pages. So I'm like admin of 3. So I just choose the one I want, and it automatically posts those pictures up there. So that's one picture that I can use Instagram to edit the picture. You know, you can play around with the, you know, angle, like she said. I've taken Shalene's advice, and, you know, you want to make sure that there's nothing else distracting in your picture. You want to make sure the lighting looks nice. And then Instagram allows you to change that filter. It makes, you know, outlines it or shadows it just right, or brightens the picture if you really don't have that best of light. So it is all in one, and then it shares to my Facebook page, and I'm done, you know. And also you can sync it to Twitter. I believe mine's linked to Twitter now because I was trying Periscope, and because Periscope's linked to Twitter, I kind of just, it's all together. But I still have not conquered Instagram. I don't know how to get all these people and all the interaction into challenge, you know, participants or coaches. So I'm not an expert there, but my bread and butter is Facebook. And I love Facebook. And it's not Facebook like page, it's Facebook profile page. And that's because I have decided that I'm just going to be real. Like Kelley says, you have to be yourself. And I am not always been perfect at this. I'm guilty of kissing my shaker cup. I'm guilty of, you know, just plastering everything, beach body, beach body, beach body, and having it 80% beach body and 20%, you know, about life. So I've had it backwards. And if you want to learn, you know, from someone that's made a mistake, it just runs people off. In the last year, I think I've had 5 friends refriend me on Facebook and tell me, you know, that I was annoying and, you know, that it was constant, and it was, you know, just, and then they also, you know, said, you know, you were having so much fun working out, and I didn't feel like working out. So it was just like, you know, it was both. It was both me vomiting beach body, and, you know, they weren't in the right place at the right time to hear what I had to say. So it's really helped me be more personable on Facebook. And a lot of people do not do that because they're afraid. So I wanted to share that because Kelley already gave you a lot of great tips on, you know, being consistent and 3 to 5 posts a day, and, you know, 80% and all those things. But facing your fear is the best thing you can do. And I know Miranda loves the Lord, and so that's another connection that we have. And your story and your struggles, and I might cry tonight because this has been the most eye-opening or aha moment for me. Is I'm a Christian girl, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I want to attract other Christian girls. And if I don't attract other Christian girls, then I want to attract people that need God in their life. So I'm going to be that person, and that's me. And so once I stopped being afraid to post and intertwine that into my post, once I stopped being afraid, my words started sounding more like me. I mean, I could write and write and write on, well, I should say I type and type and type with my little thumbs, and then I have like a journal, and I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta like edit this. Like, okay, babe, let me read this to you. Tell me what you think, you know? And I'm like, is that too much? It's like, no. I'm like, and then I'm like shaking. Oh my gosh, I'm about to hit send, you know? Those are the posts you want to post. Those are the ones that make more impact in my business than anything else. The ones that are real, the ones that are raw, the ones that I'm like kind of ashamed of, you know, the pieces that I'm ashamed of. But that's how you relate to people. So if you can, everyone says you have to share your story. But if you can think back at your struggle, if you can think back at how you were really feeling, and sometimes we just get so used to where we're at that we forget those struggles that other people are having because they're not where you are. And that's been the hardest thing for me. It's like I'm sharing my journey as I go, and I forget. what's happened in my life. And so that's been really powerful to get over my fear of saying, I hate working out. I hate it. It's not my favorite thing. Nutrition, I could make pretty pictures of food and eat beautiful food and cook my kids good, healthy meals all day long. But working out, I'm a fitness instructor so that I hold myself accountable to working out. And now I'm finding people like that have trouble working out. And I say, 90% of it's nutrition anyway. So if I can help you with your nutrition, help you feel better, then I can get you working out, so that's my niche. So you got to find your niche and be you, of course. And then I say, be you in times 2 on social media. I'm a fitness instructor. So this really speaks to me. When you're in front of the class, so you're in front of all these people that you're trying to help, right? You have to be bigger than life. And we have to have bigger movements. We have to and then think about your vocabulary. I'm really working on this, on the words that are going to capture people's emotions and capture their attention in that first 1 or 2 lines. Because when you post it on social media, they're only going to see like 3 lines and it says click here for more. If you don't capture them right away, they don't click on more and they don't get the good stuff. Like the things you really thought out and planned, the things that are going to matter and make a difference. And then at the very end of the post is where you put that subtle invitation to join you, and it doesn't have to say anything about challenge. It doesn't have to say anything about, a challenge group or a fitness group or free group or becoming a coach. It's just like, wouldn't you want that in your life? Or who does this resonate with? Those are subtle invitations for them to feel comfortable to reach out to you too. So doing it afraid and being who you are and sharing your struggle and sharing your stories and all those things, you probably heard it a million times, but the biggest thing is the outcome of that. Do it afraid, do it anyway, because the devil wants you to not say it. Like the devil didn't even want me to come on here and say the word devil. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want me to tell you that is who's holding you back from sharing that, because he knows the power and impact that your story will have on other people, how much it's going to change their life. And it's not about us. It's not about us. And if we went through that struggle, and you might have heard this before, but it's so true. If you went through that struggle and you don't share it with anyone, then it was for nothing. You had that struggle and that mess in your life so that you could turn it into a message. And if you want to attract people like you, there is nothing better than to attract them by your story. And so I hope that this is not all, brand new to you, but I hope it's on a deeper level of why you've got to share your story and why it's so important and why my posts help me sell challenge packs, because they help me gain trust with the people that are following. So that was the deep side of what I wanted to tell you guys. And then I have little notes, pick one social media outlet, learn it and grow it. So whatever it is, if it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, whatever it is, learn it first. Make sure you understand it, and it's not going to be more work than you're willing to put into it. So learn it and then grow it. Profile pic and banner, make sure that you have a beautiful, bright picture of you as your profile. You can change it every once in a while. That really attracts more attention to you. Every time you change your profile picture on Facebook, for some reason, Facebook boosts that way more. So then you're back in their target. You're back in their newsfeed. Make sure your banner. My banners are not the greatest. I'm not great at PicMonkey and all those things. It drives me nuts. So, even if it's a good quote that really spoke to you, or a scripture, or anything that relates to you, but don't let it be a Shakeology banner. Don't let it be the new Hammer and Chisel banner, or what's the new one that's coming out? Hardcore 22. Yeah. Don't let it be anything Beachbody. You are not Beachbody. You are not Beachbody. You have to brand yourself. If Beachbody was to go away, who are you? And that's how you're going to attract people and gain their trust. I'm telling you, if they come to your page, especially a live page, they come to your page and the first day they see the Shakeology or Beachbody or 21 Day Fix, they'll kind of look through it and they won't like it. They won't subscribe to it. So you want to make sure that that's the first thing they see is a good impression, just like if you were to show up at someone's house or a job interview. let's see, social media. Oh, you have to use social media as a business. You have to like contact all your family and friends and say, hey, my Facebook is going public. I need everyone to see what I've got going on. You know, you're going to see a change in my Facebook page. I'm not just going to be sharing pictures of my kids anymore. They're going to be, you know, it's not for your family anymore. You really got to find a way to make it about your business, unless you want to just use your like page for your business and your profile page for your family. But you got to like mentally make a mind shift that this is my business. And if this was my front door of my business and I'm going to invite people in, and once they come in, what are they going to see? What are they going to read? How is it going to make them feel? So really you think of social media, even Instagram and all those other, Pinterest, everything. Think of it as a business tool. I talked about thinking about how, you know, how your followers are struggling. Those are great posts. Their fears and their struggles are usually your fears and your struggles, especially the ones you want to connect with. And then right before you hit send, ask yourself this question: does it inspire, does it motivate, or does it educate? So you want to make sure that your posts are like that. And I'm guilty. I'll just randomly throw some stuff up there. Some days I'm just really in a talkative mood because I'm a big talker, as you can tell. But for the most part, you know, 90% of the time, it's intentional post to help inspire a conversation or, you know, motivate other people, you know. Let's see. Don't base the success of your post on likes or comments. This used to trip me up bad. If only 2 people liked it, I'm like, oh God, that sucked. You know, and it doesn't. Facebook is so tricky. 16% or less of your friends. So even if you had 5,000 friends, you maxed out, only 16% are going to see that post. Even less if it's a time where everyone's working or the Super Bowl's on, or, you know, you have to think about when you're posting. It can't be, my mom is notorious for she's a night owl. So she's like posting all these awesome workout videos that she's done at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm like, you know, it's the wrong time of day, but that's when she has time to get on and do stuff, you know? So think about that. Don't say this post didn't work. Reuse it, save it, store it away. And, just because you repost it, I promise you only like maybe your coaches are the ones that are going to see it twice. And that's okay, because they're going to like it anyway, just to help boost your post, right? Yeah. So it has nothing to do with it being a good post or you're not funny or, you know, no one liked it. Let's see. It's not about you. It's about them. Make your post intentional. Keep it positive. I'm doing really good here. Keep it positive. This is huge because there's going to be days that you're wah, you know, and the skies are all gray and gloomy. And I mean, I've been through some really rough patches in my lifetime, and I want to share those things, especially to show my team that no matter what I'm going through, this is still my job. And I'm not stopping just because I'm homeless or whatever. And you have to be consistent. But if you have something negative going on, at the end of it, it's got to have a positive spin. You want to be the positive light in everything. You could show them the stuff that happens in life, but you don't want to end it on the, you know, because you don't want to leave them negative. That you have a huge impact on people. Huge. You don't understand the impact that you have on people. And years later, I hear people finally come up and say something about how my post helped them. And if I had all of them negative, all of them down in the dumps, all about everything going bad and wrong with me, without that little piece of hope and light at the end of it, at least, so that will help, because people start hiding you or unfollowing you when all they see that. Or worst case scenario, you're going to attract those people that are negative and ugly and hateful, and you don't want that. Let's see. So yeah, when you post, really depends on, you have to kind of look at it. If you have a like page, you can go on there and you can see when and what time posts were great and good at. I'm not good at numbers. I'm not like, I don't really even care. Normally I post when I feel led to post, unless it's like really late and I'm like, I'll save it. Gosh, I want to post it now, but I'll save it, you know? But I usually do well if I post anything at 6 a.m. I try to do like a Christian based, something that a devotional. I love the First 5 app, love it. So it's normally that I share something with a little personal story of how it impacts me. I'm probably running long. Sorry, Miranda. You're okay? 9 a.m. is really good. 9 p.m. is good. A lot of people have luck with 12, like noon lunch. People are taking their lunch break. And then again at 9 p.m., 6 p.m., maybe, like right around the time people are getting done with dinner. And those are just sometimes, and I don't always get them right at that spot, but I can always tell if I'm like an hour past one of those, because those are the posts that don't get as much traction. But you just gotta remember we're in different time zones, and, just get a system set and try to stick to the same time, because then your followers will get used to going, oh, I wonder what she posted tonight, and they get on at 10:30 and they know that you probably posted around 8, whatever. Show up. Just show up. That's the biggest key. Don't go missing in action. When life happens, you still got to show up. So this is your business, and you invested a very small amount of money compared to most people that open a business, but it's still an investment, and it's still an opportunity for you to make a huge impact in your life and the lives of other people, financially, physically, spiritually, all those things. You've got to show up, because inconsistency is the fastest way to lose the traction. It's almost like a year's worth of work just washed away. All it takes is 2 or 3 days. That's it. People are watching you, and oh my gosh, they're watching you like a hawk. They're just and some of them are just waiting for you to mess up. Some of them are waiting for you to fail, just to say, told you that Beachbody thing doesn't work. So you're not proving them wrong. You're just doing what any other good person that owned their business would do, and that is take care of your baby. This is your baby, and you got to take care of it. And yes, social media drives it, so you have to know a little bit about social media, and that the marketing side of it is, it reminds me of whenever I go in the car, turn on the radio, and the commercial comes on, and it's like the same commercial over and over again. I'm like, oh gosh, they're selling their stupid pill and their stupid this. Guess what? Every day at the same time when I go drop my kids off, they're smart. They know that I'm going to be driving to and from school, and they're going to post the same thing. You can do the same thing. It's all marketing. But we're real people with a real solution to real problems. So we just have to put a little bit more heart behind what we have, because we really want to help people. We don't want to sell them something. But we can still use the same marketing tools they do. They spend billions of dollars on that, steal their ideas. Auto schedule. Auto schedule is a time saver. Even if you don't schedule all of them, because I'm more of the person like fly by the seat of my pants person, and I have a hard time sitting down and just like thinking of 10 posts. But even if it's just 6 posts throughout the week at a certain time that you want to be very consistent, maybe it's a recipe. You don't really need a whole lot of inspiration for a recipe. You can pull them from the Beachbody blog if you're not good at recipes. So just auto schedule. I use SenseShare. I pay $10 a month for SenseShare. There are free ones like Hootsuite, and it seems like Hootsuite's gotten a lot better. I might try it again because I did like it, but I know there for a while the pictures were not posting correctly. It was like a link instead of my actual picture. I've seen other people using it, and it seems to be looking better. So use whatever works, and make sure it's easy and simple to use. I mean, no sense in trying to use something that's supposed to save you time that takes more time to post than you just posting it. So keep the Beachbody stuff subtle. Try not to name drop. This is huge. This is something I taught one of my newer coaches. We were sitting down, and I think we listened to a call together at the exact same time. And I've been really trying to help my team with this without saying, don't post that. I want them to post and feel comfortable and not feel like they need to come to me before they post everything. But, say your dense superfood shake. You don't have to say Shakeology, because as soon as you say Shakeology, what did I say they do? They run. They see it, they run. So, there's times when your post is speaking to that. There's times that you could say Shakeology, but I like to make them guess and ask questions, and that creates more, interaction. That's what we want to for social media posts. More people see this. So that's our intention when we post it, to see more people to have more people see it. So why not make it also intentional that they ask questions? Like I love sharing a recipe or sharing a post of my picture and not sharing the recipe until someone asks. Or you can say, I need 20 likes before I share the recipe. It's a really good one, you know? But yeah, just keep the Beachbody stuff subtle. And whenever I talk about like the 21-day fix, I don't say I have a 21-day fix challenge pack. What I do is I say, you know, you get a complete 30-day workout program, a meal plan. I mean, I just talk about all the things that they get, and they don't even know it's separate. There's an option to get them separate. You know what I mean? So when you're not name dropping, it makes it a whole lot easier to create that sense of value. So if they've seen the 21-day fix infomercial, they're going to say, well, can I get it without Shakeology? Because they saw it on the infomercial without Shakeology. So if it's not lying to them, when you get to that place, they're going to be like, oh, I've heard of this. This is awesome. This is a great, you know. So you're just giving them the value of what they're getting, not the name, not the brand. Yeah. Make them ask and make them ask or answer questions. She was talking about that. Kelley was talking about that. Tracking, I'm really bad about this, but track your likes and comments. And then with those people that like and comment, I always send them a, hey girl, hey guy. That's a part of my tracker that I just started using this year, is to have conversations with those people that like and comment on your stuff. That's the main part I had about tracking. But just get a conversation going. So you went all that way to make this amazing post. The next thing you're supposed to do is build that relationship with those people that saw it. And you know, and on your regular like page, who saw it are normally the ones that like it and comment. And you can't really see everyone who saw it, but maybe you can. I can't remember now that I'm thinking of it, if you can look at views on that or not. I think it's just your like page, but yeah, that's all I had written down. Just make sure, you know, that whenever you post, it impacts, inspires, and adds value to the people you're trying to reach.
Awesome. I like, seriously, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of notes right here. I honestly, you kept saying, you probably already know this, but honestly, you said a lot of things that I haven't heard in a long time that I kind of forgot. So I feel like I have a fresh perspective. So thank you so much. And I know I could see in the chat box, people were going, oh my gosh, Janice is amazing. That's so cool. Great idea. Wow. So I know that it really hit home with everybody on the call too. I do have a few questions though. Okay. Do you have, like, I know a lot of people on my team are very analytical. They're like, tell me the steps. Tell me what to do. What do I actually do? So do you have, as you're typing out or crafting one of those longer posts where you're really sharing your story, and you mentioned captivating them with certain words in the first couple of lines, do you have like an anatomy of a good post, like section by section? What do you include piece by piece to lead them from this captivating, emotion-driving words in the first couple of sentences to your subtle invitation at the end? What are the elements you include in that kind of post?
I don't structure things. I'm not a structured person.
Right.
I'm very, like, whatever's on my mind. So I write it all out first, right? Just like whatever's on my heart, I write it all out. Then I go back and I look at the front, top. Is this going to capture them? Have I said enough in that first 3 or 4 lines that they're going to actually see on Facebook or on their mobile? Have I said anything to make them want to read more? So I just ask myself. And sometimes I'll just tweak a word like, wow. Or sometimes it's the emojis that you can use, to capture them. And I don't know if this is, maybe Miranda, you might have learned something like this, but I've noticed that some of the top coaches have started putting these little dots in between their paragraphs. And I don't know why they're putting them in their paragraphs, but they're working. So I put dots in between my paragraphs. I'm like, if they're doing it, there's got to be a reason behind it. Right. And so I've been doing that. And then at the very end, I try to make sure, is this too blunt of an invite, or is this too much of a, I'm trying to make sure that it's subtle. And, that's all stuff that I've learned by listening to other calls and also reading other top coach coaches post. I have seen posts that I swear I wrote on someone's wall before, right? And I have taken it and copied it and saved it. And you could tweak something like that too. If you're brand new, I had to do that. It's not copying. I'm not taking every word for word, unless it was very basic, and I've asked them for permission to use it. But, that's kind of where I got this whole story idea from is there's a girl named Bridget, and I'm bad with bad names, so I can get that for you. But it's just, I'm like, wow, I never thought that someone would actually stop and read something like that. It's a lot, Shalene used to say just a little thing. But yeah, so there's not really a whole lot of process through it. I normally think better laying in my bed, covered up, cuddled underneath the pillows, and I'm just, like spilling on my heart. Something happened that day. Someone asked me a question. That usually sparks a post for me. And I just reread it and think about those things that I was telling you. How am I going to capture them? How am I going to subtly do this? And is this inspiring them? Are they going to be like, so what? Who cares? I don't want my post to do that. And I hope it doesn't, but sometimes you just got to say what's on your mind. It might hurt some feelings, but they'll move on and make room for more people that get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you did answer my question though, because as a former grammar and composition teacher, what you described is writing in just free flow, whatever's on your heart, whatever is on your mind, whatever someone asked you earlier in the day that maybe you didn't have time to expound on, whether it was in a private message or in your challenge group. Mm-hmm. And as you're laying in bed at night, that's the perfect time not only to pour out your own heart, but to reach out others who are also on their phone looking for inspiration, motivation, education, answers, someone to relate and connect to. So that, to me, you answered my question. That's the anatomy of a good story sharing post, is get comfortable. Get in your bed with your pillows and your favorite blanket. Pour out your heart. Share what is heavy or weighing on you, or what you're really excited about overcoming that day, or victory that you had. Whatever's, when you look back over your day and you go, okay, that's the thing that stands out for me today, just free flow, write about it. Get it out. And then go back, like Janice said, and look at your first few words. Is there something captivating there? I often start off with a question, like, has this ever happened to you?
Yeah.
And they go, well, what? What is it? Maybe it has. I don't know. And then end with a subtle invitation or call to action. Like, if you've ever had a day like this post. If your day today was like this, please comment below and tell me what your issue with your kids was, or whatever it is. Yeah. Some sort of call to action to engage with you. And then another question. You mentioned taking inspiration from other coaches' posts, saving it for later, rewording it, tweaking it, putting your own spin on it. What is the danger of literally copying and pasting another coach's post into your own and then just hitting post without changing it? What's the danger of that?
I've learned it from experience because I've done it before in the past. Melissa is my upline coach, and whenever I first started when I was first her coach underneath her, she said, anything that I post, you can copy word for word and post, and so I was like, woohoo, made me very confident to post. I'm like, I saw something she did and I shared it and I posted and I liked it. The danger is that you don't live up to the expectation of what that post was. I'm not Melissa McAllister. And so whenever you have a little bit harder time starting to relate to them once that conversation comes into that private message. You have a harder time relating to them. And not only that, some posts are very generic. I'll be honest. Some posts are very generic, and the way they're worded is a marketing tool. And you can tell those posts. Amber Blanche, she had one that she used on her like page, and she boosted it. The emojis were perfect where they were. It was like a Biggest Loser thing, and she paid money to advertise it. It was not personal at all. So I'm new to boosting posts and things like that. So I took it and I shared it just to see how the ad runs, how does it work, how to set it up, and all of those things. So there are some things I don't feel there's any danger with when you get their permission and ask them if it was a good post and it worked. But when you take a post that speaks to you and you don't tweak it, there's normally, if you're following a good person, it's going to be very personal. So if it's too generic, it's probably not working for them anyway.
Right.
And then that's something you have to remember, is just because someone else posted it and it looks and sounds good to you, you're a coach. Of course it's going to sound awesome to you. But the person on the other side, you really don't know if it worked for them or not. Right. So.
Yeah, that's good. Good points. Good points. Okay, what else? I guess that's pretty much all my questions. You just gave me so many awesome ideas of things that I'm going to go apply. And to remember the little reminder that really only 16% of the people that you're friends with even see your stuff takes the pressure off. Like, I think sometimes as new coaches, or even when we're being vulnerable and we're sharing something scary for the first time, we feel like we're standing naked on the stage in front of thousands of people, and it's terrifying. And to remember that you can kind of find your sea legs with posting, especially on Facebook, and try something out. Let it sit there for a little while, and if it's not getting the engagement that you want, take it down and post it again later at a different time. And be okay with that. You know, you're not standing naked on a stage in front of 5,000 people. Only 16% of them are seeing you naked. No, seriously, just it takes the pressure off, and just remember that. Give yourself grace and allow yourself to have time to learn. Social media is an ever-evolving thing, too. And so what worked 5 years ago on Facebook is no longer relevant. You know, hashtags work great for certain things and in certain places, and then in other things they don't. So it's kind of an ever-evolving thing. So you just keep trial and erroring your way through it. Keep failing forward. And the most important things I think that Kelley and Janice both shared with us tonight is to be yourself. And that is sometimes the hardest thing for women to do, because we spend so much time. I don't know about you guys, Wes, you'll have to tell me later. But for women, we spend so much time trying to pretend that we're someone we're not, that when we start trying to work this business and we're required to be authentic, all of a sudden we have to ask ourselves, well, who am I anyway? Am I really this perfect mom that I project out to everybody, whose kids are all color coordinated when we go to church on Sunday morning? You know, I actually know someone like that. Like, her whole family, they're all color coordinated with the same stuff. They could have portraits made every Sunday. You know, we struggle with these things. So when it comes time to be authentic and real and be yourself, there's that moment of, well, how am I going to share that with someone else when I don't even know myself? So be sure that you're digging into personal development like crazy. Anytime you start feeling scared, or your business is stalled out, or you don't know what to post, go read personal development. Go listen to personal development. I guarantee you'll feel inspired. You'll learn something. So when all else fails, be yourself and do personal development, and let that fuel all your social media activity, and you will be fine. You will be absolutely fine. All right, amazing call tonight. I'm so excited about this. I definitely am going to share the recording with you guys. It'll be up on my YouTube, and I'll post it in our team page, and I'll send it to you, Janice, so you can share with your team. Thank you, Kelley. Thank you, Janice. And you guys all have an amazing night.
Thank you.